This is such a wild design. I easily could have saved this for tomorrow for Weird Wednesday, but it's also a really amazing hunk of machined titanium parts. So great one for Titanium Tuesday too. This is the other knife I picked up at the show from Poikilo Blade, who is distributing these, making these for Mundus Knives. You can see, focus, both their logos there. You got the Poikilo Blade, Angry Fishy at the top, and then the Mundus Knives logo. You can just barely read the Mundus Knives, but it is there. This is the Carmen. It is a flipper, I guess, although it has thumb studs. You can flick it like a Bic with the big serrated thumb wheel you got going on there. You can also front flip it with the little jimping on the spine there. You can get it with the fuller. There's so many ways you can get this thing open. And then it's got a really interesting lock mechanism. You see this button here, and a lot of people try to pull back or push forward on it. What you're actually doing is pushing in this way on it. And it doesn't take much to disengage it. It doesn't move a whole lot. You can see it just barely clicks into place. But there's a video of Mundus Knives spine whacking the crap out of one of these. So it's a very robust lockup. What it's actually doing is you've got, focus, you've got those two lips on either side of the blade. There's, I believe there's plates screwed to the sides of the blade that the lock interfaces with there. And this button here kind of comes down on either side under the slabs here and ends in a little locking pawl. So when you push up on that, you are rotating that down out of the locking notch. Interfaces on the top there, and then you can see right there is where it interfaces for the detent part of the lockup. It's on bearings, super smooth action. And then with this lock mechanism, they drove it off of this like piston style spring setup down here. Gives it a really cool like cyberpunky aspect. And then we haven't even touched on what's going on back here. Focus, back here at the butt of the knife. What you've got is a quick change clip that can rotate to 3 different positions. And you do that by pulling out on the butt of the knife, which retracts this bolt and actually pulls back this little brass, I guess, bullet looking thing. You want to be careful though and keep your finger over that when you pull this back, because it is actually under a little bit of spring pressure there, and it will eject that just like a casing. So you drop that out, set it off to the side, focus, and then pull it out the rest of the way, clears the bolt from the clip, and then you can take the clip off. You can mount it on the spine, which actually I find carries the best because it is not a particularly deep carry clip. It carries the best for me, but it presents the knife in a weird angle in your pocket. And then you can also flip it all the way around to a left-hand carry orientation. The fit on these holes to these locating studs in the clip is very, very close. Very, very precise, I should say. So the first few times you take the clip on and off until you get the hang of it. And even now, because I pretty much never mounted it on the left side, it can take a little bit of wiggling and finesse to get that off. This will not be a teardown Tuesday because obviously there are a ton of parts going on in this thing. I believe they said to start disassembling, I think you pull those screws and that lets you pull this bolt all the way out, which then allows you access to some way to disassemble it in the backspacer in there. Yeah. And then I'm not even sure how these little inlay panels are held on, because you've got basically a concealed pivot going on too. So, reassembly, just like you took it apart, you slide the bolt in halfway until it clicks, drop your little casing in there, close it the rest of the way, and then it is locked on. Yeah, this thing it's wild. I didn't even touch on the crazy blade shape, this tanto with the recurve, super aggressive. Obviously, it's going to be a pain in the butt to sharpen, but, not too bad if you use some sort of a rod setup that allows you to sharpen that recurve portion. And it is ground very thin at the edge. Yeah, really cool. Stylized thumb stud there. Everything is just all swoopy lines and sweeping curves. It almost looks like a profile of like the Bat Cycle or something. Yeah, I could just keep talking about this thing for a while, but wow, we're already at like 6.5 minutes. It's a really, really cool piece. Table price on these was $850, which I felt was totally fair for the amount of machining time that went into these things. The fit and finish is really good. The action is incredible. This thing has broken in just insanely smooth. It's got great acoustics in person too. If you mount the spine, mount the clip on the spine orientation, it leaves it kind of free floating in between the two slabs, and the clip actually resonates when you open and close it and kind of twangs like the tuning forks in the big Alchem model that they have. Just a neat little thing I figured out. So yeah, there you go. That is a somewhat drawn out look at the Mundus Knives Carmen. Really, really cool piece. Definitely glad I picked one up for the collection.